Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, and thank you for stopping by. Alright guys, what we're going to talk about tonight is one of the most hopium-riddled articles I've seen from Politico in a while. This is reminiscent of back in 2021 when they were saying they were going to get all the gun control, and then when they didn't, they were still saying they were going to. It was just because of those pesky Republicans and everything wasn't quite right. And it's all Joe Manchin's fault. The hopium that I'm about to show you in this article is off the charts. You're going to want to send this one out. This one is delicious. Everything is linked in the description box below. I'm going to say a quick word from our sponsor, Kamikoto Knives, and then we are going to hit it and we are going to let the deliciousness flow, and I cannot wait to hear what you guys think. Now, the sponsor for this episode of Freedom is Kamikoto Knives. Now, of course, knives are a little outside of our realm, but every single 2A advocate needs to fuel their body, and to do that, you need the right tool in the kitchen, which is why I want to show you guys these things. These Kamikoto knives are legit. Right out of the box, check out not only the exquisite design and the nature, but look at the balance on that knife. I got a few things to tell you about them. I can't wait to hear what you guys think, and we're going to hit it in 1 second. The knives are made with a high-quality Japanese steel using traditional techniques. Each knife is individually inspected and comes with a lifetime guarantee. The knives come in a heavy-duty ashwood box, which makes them a great present. The knives are used by Michelin star chefs all over the world, so why shouldn't they fuel your freedom in your kitchen? Now, Kamikoto has several special offers going on right now and is offering my viewers an extra $50 off on any purchase with the discount code Langley. On top of their special offers, go to kamikoto.com/Langley to get your knife set and help support our channel. Alright, so as I mentioned in the introduction, the hopium in this article is so high, it should be regulated. We are going to go into this article and we're going to walk you through why the Democrats and the gun controllers are actually saying that, you see, everything is going so poorly for Democrats, no one is in trouble for voting for gun control. That's actually their argument. Let's get into it. It's always linked, as I mentioned. I cannot wait for this one. Dems finally passed gun legislation, and they haven't paid an electoral price for it. Now, let's not talk about the elephant in the room, about the fact that there hasn't been an election for it since then. But no big deal. Let's not talk about details. By the way, vote on Tuesday. You have the opportunity to make this not true. Let's keep going. Decades of conventional wisdom held that new gun laws were a campaign loser. But this year, it's been a non-factor. It's almost like you're rearranging the deck chairs on the Titanic while the entire thing's going down, but at least we're not talking about the color of the paint on the walls. All you gotta do is look around. Why would you need specificity? We can just go, here's my campaign argument. Please look around. Anyway, let's keep going. This came out today. For decades, votes on gun safety bills were seen as being among the riskiest for frontline lawmakers. Back a bill restricting gun access, the assumption went, and look out for when you're up for re-election. That apparently is no longer the case. Okay, so we've got 50% of all states that have constitutional carry. We have got a lawmaker in New York, the only, well, one of two that voted for the assault weapons ban of 2022 in the House, completely withdrawn from the Republican primary system a couple months ago. You have the strongest Supreme Court decision since the Heller decision in about a decade and a half. Yeah, where's the hopium source? But let's keep going. Days away from the midterm elections and just months after President Joe Biden signed the first gun safety bill into law in nearly 30 years, no one who voted for the measure, Democrat or Republican, appears to be paying a political price, nor are they suffering for the bipartisan confirmation of the first director of Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms since 2013. Oh, the hopium. They completely didn't mention that the gun control candidate, the gun control advocate, the gun control employee, David Chipman, got shut down because he was too anti-gun. But they gloss over that fact completely. No, we've got an ATF director. It was Steve Dettelblock. He's the toastiest toast of toastest. He's toast. That was the whole point. They had to find someone lackluster to get past the Senate confirmation process. Ooh, but that's a big win. His big debut, he started getting attacked by MSNBC because he wasn't gunny enough. Anyway, let's keep going. If Democrats suffer big losses at polls on Tuesday, it won't be because of their decision to back the bill or the ATF's Steve Dettelbach. Again, they're actually saying, well, if the Democrats lose on Tuesday, it won't be because of gun control votes, it'll be because they're Democrats. It's kind of baked into the pie. If you're on the Democratic side of the ticket in the aisle, you're most likely going to lean towards gun control. It's pretty obvious. And in fact, if you step out of that line, you're going to get a verbal lashing because you can't step outside a line. But anyway, that's beside the point. You're looking at something that is so bad on a national scale that they're prepping the pump to say we're going to lose so bad this coming Tuesday, but it wasn't because of gun control votes. No, it was just your entire platform. But let's keep going. Quote, "It's not 1994 anymore," said Peter Ambler, executive director of the gun safety organization Giffords, founded by former Arizona Representative Gabby Giffords, who was shot in 2011. They always have to throw that in there. It's like it's a requirement. Quote, "It's safe to say that at this point, we have obliterated the idea that guns is risky political territory for Democrats. Quite the contrary. Well, the good news is you won't have to worry about that anymore because a lot of the Democrats are going to go out of office. So maybe you'll have a solid, more concrete version and hold on the Democratic Party because it's shrinking by like 50%. But I digress. Let's keep going. Ambler and other advocates believe there is not a single candidate in danger strictly because of their votes on gun legislation. Again, strictly because of their votes on gun legislation. It could be things like, I don't know, inflation, devaluing of the dollar, rising store goods, or store prices, rising gas prices, pretty much everything on fire, and overall the stock market's collapsing. Yeah, but you know what? It wasn't because of gun control votes. Lemons out of lemonade, people. But let's keep going. But advertisements from the gun lobby make little mention of the legislation that was passed under Biden, formerly known as the Bipartisan Safer Communities Act. That's the red flag funding bill. Instead, those groups are leaning into crime as a campaign issue and attacking Democrats generally as anti-gun. So let me get this straight. So it wasn't a negative, according to this article. It's not a negative if you voted for the Senate Bipartisan Safer Communities Act, but it is a net negative if you're anti-gun. Any conflict there? Yeah, because you're making this up. You're trying to make lemons out of lemonade because on Tuesday, you are going to have a smacking coming the Democrats' way. But let's keep going. Make sure and vote to be part of history. This is going to be incredible. Quote, "There is less a concern about moving forward on gun violence prevention because there's a political consequence to pay, and more of a concern about not doing so because of the political consequence to pay," Brown said. So this is a reflection at the national level of what we're seeing across many states. Their argument here is it's not going to be a consequence if you don't vote for it. It's a consequence, it's not a consequence if you do vote for it. It's a consequence if you don't, which clearly makes sense why now 50% of states are constitutional carry, with more coming here pretty soon after these midterms in the next year. Also, the fact that the Democrats are underwater nationally on the presidential poll, the entire generic ballot, all those things, not their whole platform. The entire thing's falling apart, but at least it's not because of gun control votes. And that's what I've got for you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I will see you on the next one. I'm Braden. See you later.